Welcome, welcome, welcome to the weekly Wednesday breakthrough. I'm Carolyn Bishop. I'm your business with balance coach. And today we're going to talk about why we get stuck. What happens? Why are we sitting at the same level of results? And this can happen whether you're brand new. This can happen whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur. This can happen at any stage where we just seem to hit this plateau, the pit stop plateau. And we can find ourselves, no matter how hard we work, no matter what we're doing, kind of sitting at the same level of results. So I'm going to talk to you about why that happens today. One of the main reasons that I see, of course, there's going to be multiple things, but I find this the main, most common reasons with the thousands of entrepreneurs that I've worked with over the years, and the hundreds of people that I coach now, that it's that same thing that keeps circulating. So I'm going to share that with you, but then I'm also going to go through how to fix it, how to avoid it, what to do. So this will be, hopefully, I always say it's going to be quick, but then I get chatty and passionate about things, but we're going to hopefully get through this really quick today. And I have an invitation for you as well. So what I'd like you to do right now is say hi if you're here with me live, and if you're watching the replay after, say hi as well, and just put hashtag replay or something like that. And what I am doing is I'm looking over at, there we go, my phone so I can see your comments and say hi, because I'd love this to be interactive. And what I want to hear from you first is, what type of business do you run? Tell me right now, are you a coach? And if you're a coach, what type of thing do you coach? Are you a leader? Like maybe you're in network marketing, or you are in a position that you're coaching and leading others. That's who I train, right? I work with female entrepreneurs who coach or lead others who want to get to consistent 10K months in a way that keeps their family in priority, the priority. So, hey, Christy, thanks for saying hi. Glad you're here with us, of course, as well. Christy is part of our breakthrough team. So that's why she is so good in the comments, and I'm hoping you will be as well. Let me know that you are here. So today, getting stuck at the same level of results. So let's just dive into it right now. Okay. Let me put this in perspective for you. Have you ever worked your tail off at something? You've put your time, your money, your energy, you've decided this is going to be it. You have this new strategy. You go hard at it. You invest your time, you follow the steps, you listen to the teachers, you do all the things. And 3 months, 6 months, a year later, you're like, why isn't this changing? Okay. Anyone ever done that? Yes. Okay. Have you ever bought a course or paid for a mentor or listened to, followed a step-by-step training and worked your tail off at that, and then still found that it was no good? Or you've gone to seminars and conferences and you've listened to the top leaders and you've made sure you're hearing all these different styles, and you go home and you try and implement everything you've heard, and you're still at the same level. Anyone? Okay, I was just trying to give different visuals, like being at conferences doing it, maybe listen to podcasts, maybe you're hiring somebody, maybe following a system step by step, whether that's from a course, whatever the case may be. Have you ever been in a position where you have put your heart, your soul, your energy, your time, your money, everything into a system that you thought was going to work, and you find yourself either not doing it? Okay. Anyone ever had that, where you find yourself not doing it, not following through is one, and this all comes down to the same result or the same problem that's causing us to get stuck. Or if you are doing it, but you're still not generating the results you want. Yes. Is this making sense? Yes. I see the comments. Yes. And it's so frustrating, right? Okay. So the number one reason that this happens, whether or not we want it to or not, is because it doesn't match us. It doesn't match us. Now, I'm going to be giving you a whole bunch of different areas on how it doesn't match. And I'm going to be giving you some real life examples of things that I've done. So I'm going to be sharing things that I have done in the past that have not worked. And I realized it was because it didn't match me. And there's a whole bunch of different components of this matching that we want to look for. So that's what I'm going to list today for you, because that's how you can walk from this and go, okay, does this match me on this? Does this match me on this? And I'm going to give you all those pieces so that you can look at, are you starting into a new strategy, a new idea, a new system that will match who you are and your personal life. Now, you know, I am the business with balance coach. I'm all about making sure that you are able to keep your family and your personal life the priority while you get to consistent 10K months. So we're going to look at not only does it work on the business side of things, getting results, but does it also work in your life, your happiness, your relationships, your time there? Okay, so let's start into these. Everybody got pen and paper? Say hi if you're joining us. Hey, Darlene. Yes, okay. I know. We all feel the same. Trina, I see you here. Yay, you guys, thank you for being in the conversation. That makes a big difference for me. So tell me what kind of business you do. That's one thing I love to know, because then I can put my examples according to that. Because I have been a direct sales leader for years and years and years. I was at the top 1% of a company that had about 3 million people. I have done private coaching business. I have done online courses, and I have amalgamated all of that into a group coaching program that I've been doing for about 2.5 years now, called the Breakthrough Balance Academy. And so that's where I coach female entrepreneurs who coach or lead others in a way that gets them to consistent 10K months with family as the priority. So tell me what kind of business you do. And we're going to list through the things that you want to double check if you're attending all these events, or you're getting into systems and you're trying these new things and you get super excited, like this is going to work. But then months later, you're like, why am I stuck at the same results? Why am I still here? And oftentimes it's because it doesn't match us in one of these capacities. So first one right here. Okay, the first one is time. Okay, the first one, does it match you in time? Now, I told you I'd give you some real life examples. I'm going to kind of use the same one so you can see the evolution of how it went. Time. One of the things that I thought I would like to do back in the day for my business is networking. Okay, networking events, getting together with people. I like chatting with people. I was like, well, that matches me. I like getting to know new people. I love talking to leaders and being surrounded by them. So I was like, oh, this totally matches me. Now, what I'm going to show you through these examples today is how something can match you one, but not match you another. One of these things I'm going to list today is out of sorts. It makes you stuck. Okay. So the first one that I mentioned is time. Time meaning, like, does that time fit into your life? Could be the length of time that something takes. For example, if you're talking social media conversations, that is an intense, involved process that takes a lot of time. Does that match you, or are you already running around feeling stressed and crazy? Let me know in the conversation. Do you have limited time? Like, do you have another job? Do you have kids you're taking care of? Or do you have lots of time? Let me know. Just say little or lots. Let me know what you are like. Okay, so I see somebody's in a networking company. Great. Okay, Louisa, hi. Thanks for sharing that. Trina, I see you here. Okay, so let me know, do you have a little time or do you have lots of time? Like, some of you, your kids may have just moved out and you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much time. Some of you may have toddlers and you're like, oh, I can barely get time to go to the bathroom, right? Some of you may have another job. And so you have like little bits of pieces in between that you're trying to work your business. Do you have a little time or a lot of time? So that's kind of one of the first components of time. Does it match you? Do you have a little or a lot? So you want to make sure that your strategies and the methods that you're doing your business match that, but also that it matches within your calendar. So when I was talking about this networking event idea, I was going to share with you some real life mistakes that I've made. I thought that was going to be gold, right? Like I said, I love being around people. I love chatting. I love being with leaders. I love hanging out with them, but they often happened in the weekends or in the evenings. And that's challenging for me because my husband worked in the hospital. He could be called in at any time. We had kids. I mean, we still have kids. They were just younger at the time. Now I could go do them. But at the time back in the day, it didn't match, because if I was gone in the evening, it caused so much stress for our family. And it would cause stress for me. And I would show up to these networking events stressed out. Hey, did the babysitter come? Are you good? Did you get called in? What's happening? And my head was never really in it. The time didn't match. So even though I was great at talking to people, I loved being around the leaders, it matched me on that capacity, the time didn't work because I wasn't fully in it. It wasn't matching me. So can you see how parts of it can match, parts of it don't? It can keep you stuck. Okay, so time is one of them. The second thing you always want to make sure that it matches you is your energy levels. Now, this I put in brackets here, health, because if you have any type of, like, I've got a girlfriend who's an amazing business owner. She's multiple six figures. She's doing great, but she's got some health issues. So we want to make sure that any strategy, I coach her and help her as well. Any strategy that we do actually matches her health, because we know the length of time that her energy is going to survive, okay, before she needs to rest, before she needs to be away from people. We also know that travel is going to be limited. We know that like there's some things associated with her specific health in this case that we have to work her strategies to work with that, because anything that does not match who she is going to leave her stuck. Yes, this is making sense. Now, let's say you don't have any health issues. I hope that's the case for you, but energy levels. Now, I wrote down some words for myself. Like, are you a high energy person? Are you a low energy person? Do you like things shifting and changing all the time? Do you enjoy that? Or do you like to know what's going on? Do you like the consistency of things happening around you? Those are different energy level things. And you've got to make sure that the strategies and methods that you're doing in your business at every single stage of your business, whether you're talking lead generating or nurturing or doing presentations or your offers or your fulfillment with your clients, all of those pieces of your business, is it matching who you are? Because otherwise, you're going to stay stuck. Getting the idea here? Okay, because we can only sustain things that don't match us for a certain amount of time. And that's why I was saying, like, this is one of the things that keeps people stuck, because we believe in ourselves and we know as coaches and leaders, like, we've got willpower. We can push through. Yes. Who's done it where you're like, I can push through. I can do this. I'm going to get this done. And we want to dig deep in ourselves, because sometimes feels good too, but we don't want to do it on a regular basis. Yes. Has anyone ever found? Let me know. Good morning, Julie. See you joining here. I love when you guys throw something in the conversation. That's why I want to ask questions and get you guys interacting with me. So thank you for those who are using their fingers and being here with me. Have you ever found that you are, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work hard. This feels uncomfortable. This feels out of sorts a little bit, but I know if I do it on the tail end of things, when it's done, that I will have results. Have you ever done that? Like, you've dug deep. I know as leaders and coaches, we tend to do that, right? We have that capability. We want to stretch ourselves. We want to grow ourselves. Yes. Do you ever dig deep? Say, I dig deep. Just type in, I dig deep. Yes. Do you know how to do that for yourself? Yes. I want to see some yeses. Let me know if that is you. Do you dig deep sometimes? Okay. So then, do you find yourself digging deep to the point sometimes that you're like, oh my gosh, I dug deep. I went far. I did everything I could, but it didn't get me anywhere. And you just feel exhausted. You feel drained. Yes, yes. When you push through, you crash. Oh, this is a great comment. Yes, I see you digging deep, Jessica. Awesome. When I've pushed through, I crash and cannot sustain that high level for too long. Yes, exactly. That's what happens. This is all coming back to that number one reason that entrepreneurs stay stuck or stay at the same level of results, because we can only do that for so long. It's not about strength. It's not about courage. It's not about a lack of anything like that. It's about the fact that we only have so much energy to do that. And when we're digging deep and when we're doing something that's new, it takes more energy. So we need all these things that I've been mentioning so far to match us. The time, the energy. Here's your third one: personality. Personality. Okay. Are you an introvert? If you're doing a lot of extroverted activities, it will exhaust you eventually. If you're an extrovert and you're doing things that are very introverted and not around people, your energy levels will go down because you're not getting to feed off that, right? Extroverted people tend to feed off the crowd and the energy around them. Introverted people tend to refuel in a more quieter, enclosed space that's more theirs. Yes. So it matches our personality. We can also want to make sure any strategy or anything that we're going to be doing long-term, especially if this is long-term, that it matches our personality in terms of, like, have you ever done a personality test? Like the DISC or the EFPNs and all that? Like, there's so many different personality tests. When our business methods don't match who we are, it's harder. We can stay stuck no matter how hard we're working. It's harder. So for example, if you are a D in the DISC, if you know what that is, that's your leaders. That's your, like, let's get it done. I just want to move and like, let's power through. It's like the easiest way to kind of summarize this, if you don't know this, it's like it's the boss, not bossy, but boss person. Like, they're like, let's get this done. Let's get this organized. Let's move forward. Like, they want achievement. They want to get things done. And if you're doing some type of thing in your business where it requires you to sit back and take a back seat, you'll be able to do it for a little bit because you're a leader or you're a coach and you're always growing and expanding yourself. But to do that long term will drain you, right? You're not going to be energized. You're not going to be feeling that achievement. You're not. So we want to make sure that even in our business, that personality also matches all our methods that we're doing. Okay. Now I want to share with you, because this can be like, wait, how can I do this? And we're only halfway through. I'm going to show you the 3 others, but I do have coming up. It's new. It's brand new. It's revamped. It's going to have some amazing information for you to move forward. If you've done my boot camps or my workshops or my challenges before, this is called the Consistent 10K Month. I'm going to share it actually with you. There you go. There is the registration page. If you go to that link, this is what you'll see, the Consistent 10K Challenge. Now you'll notice in brackets, with balance, because I'm the business with balance coach. None of this I will ever teach you is like heads down, do nothing but this, and you'll be done in a month and go. Right? We've got kids, we've got parents, we've got another job, we've got, husbands and wives, and whatever it is that is in your world, or you want to travel, or you just don't want to work 90 hours a week. Okay. This will get you to, it will give you, I'm not going to say in a 3-day workshop that you're going to get to consistent 10K months. It will put you on the right path to work towards consistent 10K months with balance. So this is the Consistent 10K with Balance Challenge for female entrepreneurs who coach or lead others. I'm going to give you the 6-figure simplification formula so that you can scale your business to consistent 10K months while keeping your family and personal life the priority. So that just opened up today. I just finished everything last night. It is now open and ready for you. You can come join. You can share this with the people that you lead or coach. Get this out there. We're going to make a big impact for people. It's 3 quick lessons, and you're going to have 5 experts there with you. We have our tech and automations expert, our lead generation expert, our social media expert, our time and process expert, and then our balance and strategy expert, which is me. Okay. So I'll be your host through it, but you're going to have access to so much goodness. All right. So come, I'll leave that scrolling across the bottom. Okay. So we want to make sure that our methods match our time. Okay. Because otherwise it won't work. That it matches our energy levels, because otherwise we stay stuck. That it matches our personality, because if it doesn't and we're having to be someone else and work a different way, it's not going to work. We're going to stay stuck. The other thing we want our methods to do is to match our skills, our talents, and our experiences. Okay. We all know as coaches and leaders that we are going to be expanding, growing, getting better, learning more. Yes. Do you love learning? Drop it in the conversation. I love learning. Okay. If you're like me, I love learning. I love learning. I love getting new things. I love being around people who are successful and kind of getting inside their head and seeing what they do and how they came up with it and what's happening and where is it coming. Do you love learning? Yay. Okay. Yay. I see some people saying yay to this. All the help. Yes. It means it's not going to be overwhelming. That's the exact point. Jessica, you got it. When you have that guidance of those pieces, like, how do I match my methods to my time? How do I match my methods to my energy level? How do I match this all to my personality? Because if you don't know all the options of the different pieces that can be matched to it, it's really hard to do it on your own. So yes, you're right, Jessica, you got it. Love learning. Yes, it's an addiction. I know, as a teacher, because I know you're a teacher as well, that, as teachers, we tend to love to learn as well. I used to be a high school teacher. Yes, Christy loves learning. As leaders, it's very normal. So we are always going to be getting new skills. We're always going to be getting new talents. We're always going to be getting new experiences. What we don't want to do is depend today's success of our business on new learning. Because would you agree with me that when we are learning something new, it needs attention, it needs time, it takes more energy, it brings our focus there? Yes. Would you agree with me that would you say, when I'm learning, I get all in? Are you like that too? Like, if I get into a good book, I'm in that book and I'm thinking about that book all the time. If I'm trying a new strategy for my business, like, I'm all in my head, even when I'm not working a lot of the time. I try and turn it off, but it's on that strategy. Like, maybe I could do this, and maybe I could try this, and maybe I could. Do you get all in? Say, I go all in. I go all in, if that's you too. When you are doing something new, it does take more time, more energy. So when we're talking today about why do we get stuck at the same level of results? And I told you the number one reason is because we're doing methods or strategies that don't match us. We talked about not matching the time, not matching our energy levels, not matching our personality. Now, if you're just joining us, I got a little deeper into just these things. So go back and listen to this later. But you also want it to match your skills and talents. Because yes, we want to grow in those skills, talents, and experiences, but if you want results today, your methods have to match what you already have so that you're not spending all the time focused on the new, but instead you can use what you have to progress right now. In my program, the Breakthrough with Balance Academy, I call this the Fast Profit Plan. It's a piece of our Fast Profit Plan where when people join the academy, we get them set up in a way that they can make money today, expand their income right away with what they already have while we grow those other pieces. Okay, so skills, talents, experiences. That's another one that you want to check in. Does this match me? Okay, so that you're not spending your time constantly learning and not actually implementing. Yes? Yes, my fruit plate. You know it, Kisty. You got it. All right. So the fourth area. So, fifth. Actually, we did time, energy levels, personality, skills, talents, experiences. The fifth one that you want to make sure matches you is your financial situation and investment ability. Okay, I started out with the example of the networking that I did in the past, the networking events that I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this totally matches me. I love being around people. I love being around leaders. I like talking to people. I like meeting new people. But there were some things that it did not match me on. Is one, I mentioned, I started this with the time thing where being gone in the evening was really stressful for our family and for me. And so it didn't work because my head was worrying about the kids at home. Okay. Here's another way that it didn't work. Okay. So that was the time piece. The energy levels. The energy levels is it didn't work for me at certain times of my life, and it did later because when I had young toddlers, that was not my natural zone. I was a high school teacher. Okay. So I love middle schoolers, high schoolers. I mean, I loved my kids. Don't get me wrong. They are my world. But toddlers, it drained me. When I had two kids, my kids are 2 years apart. So when they were like 1 and 3, I was exhausted all the time. I mean, I will just openly admit it. That was not my zone. I had to really like dig deep in myself for a few years to be able to parent the way that I wanted to parent without collapsing at the end of every day. Going to do a networking event at one stage was a relief. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get to be with adults. And it was wonderful in that sense. And then in some cases, at certain ages, going to a networking event, I stayed stuck. I'd go to the events, I'd get a whole bunch of cards, and nothing would go anywhere because I had no energy to follow through. Nothing. I didn't have it in me. So that's an example of that whole networking thing. Now, did it match my personality? I said, yes, I am. I tend to be very extroverted. I tend to, in a group, I tend to take the leader role. Like I'm a teacher, right? I was a high school teacher. I love to stand up and teach and share. And if I see somebody left out, I'll incorporate them in the group. So that matched my personality. So it matched that, but it wasn't matching my time. At moments and in pieces of my life, it wasn't matching the energy level. It was matching partially my skills, talents, and experience, but not until I learned how to really effectively do a networking event. Because what I used to do is go to the networking events. I'd get everybody's cards because I was friendly and naturally could talk to people and I'd include everyone. Then I'd go home and I felt goofy contacting them. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to keep the conversation going until I learned and I had the skills, talents, and experience what to do at the event that led naturally to the next piece of they were contacting me because of the systems that I had set up. But until that happened, it kept me stuck. It didn't go anywhere. Okay. So then we talk about the financial situation or the investment ability. You want to make sure every method that you're doing in your business also matches you on this. Because, for example, if you were looking at this amazing strategy, I could teach you some amazing strategies for Facebook ad campaigns. Right? What if you don't have that investment? There's no sense putting that time and energy and all those pieces into it if you don't want to do, because there's systems you can do with a tiny little bit. And then there's these amazing systems you can do with a lot. Like I know one of my coaches, they're doing 6 figures per month investment into that. I don't want to do that. right? So it doesn't match my desire for that level of it. So you've got to make sure that your methods also, that's an extreme example, but that it also matches your financial ability or your investment desires at that level as well. So we've got time, energy levels, personality, skills, talents, experience, financial levels. Is this making sense? Like, can you see how these things, no matter how good a strategy is, no matter how great a method is, no matter how well it works for thousands or even millions of other people, a strategy has to match you. So how do you get it matching you? Because it's not about that a strategy is right or wrong. It's about making sure that all the pieces fit with you, or even knowing about the strategies. And sometimes if we're not even aware of some of the strategy. I've been in business for 20 years. Like I said, I did direct sales, private coaching, online courses, and group coaching. Okay. Those have been my 4 areas that I've built businesses in. Every time that something didn't match me in any of these pieces, I stayed stuck. Yes. So if you're feeling stuck, there might be something off. And oftentimes, what it was is I didn't even know the method existed, or I didn't know how to tweak it. Like that networking event, when I tweaked it and I learned a system to walk into the networking event with, oh my gosh, they became so easy. I only had to be there for 15 minutes. So the time issue went away. It matched my energy levels because even if I was tired, I could go in. I spent 15 minutes. I connected with the people. They were contacting me after the networking event because of the system that I had learned. That before that, I didn't even know how to do it. So that's why sometimes we need that the knowledge that comes with people who have been in these zones. And so trying to figure out ourselves can be really difficult. And that's why I want to invite you to the challenge that's coming up. Let me share the screen again so you can see. This is the registration page. That's where you're going to see it, the consistent 10K challenge. We're going to get into some of the options because like I said, we got a ton of experts. I'm bringing in a lead generation expert, a tech expert, social media expert, time and process expert, balance expert, strategy. I mean, you're going to be absolutely blown away by how much you're going to get out of this. Okay. So to match time, energy levels, personality, skills and talents, financial situation, investment ability, getting tongue tied. It's time to wrap up. The final one is your likes and dislikes. Your likes and dislikes. If something's not enjoyable, you're not going to keep going. Yes, we're leaders, we're coaches. We can dig deep. Yes. Have you ever found yourself just going, I'm just not enjoying this. Maybe I should just quit. Okay. And you may have thought that about your whole business overall. I hope not, because you're a leader coach that's needed out there. But have you ever found a system that you invested money in, you invested time in, you invested energy and you invested all those pieces to make it great? And you started to realize, I don't even like doing this. And that's hard to admit to ourselves, especially after we have already tried it, especially after we've been in. Anybody done a system? I have. Okay. Let me know. Have you done it? I've done something I don't like. Yes. Have you? Put it in the chat. I've done something I don't like. I'd love to see those words. Let me know that I'm not alone. When we've already put in the time, the energy, the skills, the finances, all of those pieces, it's really hard to go, oh my gosh, I don't like this, because then we feel like we're giving up. So as you approach a new method, as you approach a new strategy, you want to look at, is this something I'm going to like or dislike before you start it? Because it is hard to give up on something if you know you've already put a ton of time, money, and energy into it. Yes. Yes, I've done something I don't like. Yes. And I don't like to admit it, right? Me neither. Me neither. And that's why it is really important as you move forward with the strategies and the methods that you implement for your networking, for your lead generation, for finding people, that piece of it. Then you also want to look at all of these things. Does it match time, energy level, personality, skills, talents, financial situations, for nurturing the people, and then also for presenting to the people, and then to offering to the people, and to serving your clients? And all of these pieces have to integrate into all those different areas. So that's not easy. It's not easy without other people involved who have different ideas, who have done different things, who can assess it, who have been there, who recognize how much time a method actually takes, or how much energy it actually takes, or what kind of personalities match it, which ones succeed, which ones don't. Finances, what's involved with it? What are the hidden costs behind the scenes that might not be shared? And will you like it or dislike it based on who you are? And that's why working with people who get to know you is really powerful. So Again, I want to invite you to come there. It's at the bottom of the screen, it's scrolling across. We just opened it today. This is the consistent 10K challenge where I'm going to give you the 6-figure simplification formula so you can scale your business to consistent 10K months with your family and personal life prioritized. So go there now, go get your free ticket. We actually have new free gifts as well. I told you this is all revamped. This is all new. It's going to be really great. Go get your free ticket. You'll get a free gift when you reach out to Julie Team Breakthrough, who is our human concierge that's going to be helping through the workshop, boot camp, challenge, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be starting. It's a couple weeks away, 3 weeks away from today. So I'm inviting you early so you can get in there, take advantage, get the free gifts. You're going to want to use them right away, and you can start to really get this, making sure that it matches you as you progress so that you are not staying stuck at the same level of results. So that when you're putting energy, time, money, all of those things you're investing into your growth, that you can get results on the tail end and that you can enjoy the process. All right, so I'm Carolyn Bishop. I'm your Business with Balance coach. Thanks for being part of the weekly Wednesday breakthrough. And let me know you made it to the end. Just type in, I made it to the end. I made it to the end. And I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon.